Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. We are down here at the skeleton farm that we did, was it a couple episodes ago? Yeah, 2 episodes ago, right before the wall. And I've been busy. I did a little bit of digging. Well, okay, I did a lot of digging. Dig, dig, dig. Seems like every project I do just starts with massive digging. Which I gotta say is raising the priority on getting some beacons so I can turn some haste on. So I think you guys can expect me to do something with wither skeletons in the near future. Not sure when, but it's definitely on my close range radar. I want some beacons, definitely. But anyway, I dug all this out. This is going to be the general shape of the project we're going to do today. Up here I swapped out the ceiling, or I guess you could say the floor of the spawner with glass. Kind of experimental. Just wanted to see what it was like. I think it's kind of cool to be able to see the skeletons spawn in there. Before you guys all freak out on me, I did go in there and check the light levels, and it's still perfectly dark enough in there to spawn at 100%. But I think I might leave that, depending on how the rest of the room, if that's not in the right spot, I can't really move that, I guess. So, depending on how the rest of the room kind of plays out, will determine whether I leave that or not. We'll see. But first things first here, before we get started on the project, and it's going to be a fairly decent sized one here, I want to get a nether portal down here because, it's kind of a pain to get down here. So, as I mentioned, I think in the other episode, we are below the iron trench. This way here is north, and so the trench is like, somewhere right up there. So, we're way down at like level 15 or so. You can see... Got my ladder up there, but I don't want to keep taking that. It's a pain. So I want to set up a portal right here and get it hooked up to my I can't even say nether hub because we don't have a hub. We have another hallway, but I want to get it hooked up to that. That thing connects our base to the end or to the stronghold, and I want to connect that so that the other one comes down here. Then I want to run some tests and actually see how long I have to be in the nether before the trench is going to require a rebuild. So I'm going to do some tests there. Test like 60 seconds, test 5 minutes. I think it's like 5 minutes. So, I think it's okay for me to, from my base, hop in the nether portal, run down, and hop out here. I don't think it's going to require the trench to rebuild, but that's the kind of thing I want to test out today so that I know what I'm getting at when I go through this portal every time. But anyway, let's get this placed here, and I'm going to do the whole divide by 8 thing, do a little bit of math, because there's a couple tricks you can do to shift the portal a little bit closer to where I want it to be in the nether to really shorten the gap. So I'm going to go through all that stuff and then explain it in a second. Alright, we are down here in our mini nether hub bob thing. Can't even call it a nether hub, it's so small. But I'm sitting here looking at these nether quartz, and I am definitely regretting, or I'm starting to regret building this out of nether quartz because this design is just not going to scale. I mean, I really like the way the look of the room, the way it turned out, but I can't exactly make a hub out of nether quartz. I'll be harvesting all day, so we'll see. Maybe I'll make a really small hub with just some spokes, and then. Anyways, this is what we got so far. That's the portal to our base. This is the portal to the end, or rather to the stronghold. And out here, a little bit farther than I was hoping for. Obviously, this is still very crude. I will finish this off. There's the portal to where our project is going to be today, so not too bad. We're talking, what is that, 40, 50 blocks or so. But, I can live with it. But yeah, I'll eventually finish this off, but, I don't want to let this linger too long because this is ugly. But, I did the whole divide by 8, move the nether portal to that position or whatever. And then the thing that a lot of people don't know is once you get the correct coordinate for the portal in the nether, you can actually kind of still slide it plus or minus 15 in the XZ direction, just kind of laterally, which is pretty handy because that took us a lot more in line with this. Otherwise we would have been like way over there somewhere. So definitely a fan of that. We're not too bad here, pretty close. So anyways, let's hop in here. Like I said, this takes us to where our project is going to be today. And if I didn't mention it already, the project today is going to be a cow farm. And I know what a lot of you guys are thinking right now, Tango, haven't you already done your share of cow farms? The answer to that is yes. Yes, I have. But I have my reasons for putting it down here, or making another one down here. So I have 3 reasons. The first one is just going to be the size. This is going to be big. Probably 150, 200 cows or so are going to be in here ready to kind of be bred at any given time. So I can't exactly leave 200 cows sitting on my base. It would just destroy my frame rate. At least my computer. I don't know, some of you guys may have a beast, but I don't yet. The other one is obviously we are close here to the skeleton farm, and skeleton farm equals wheat farm. So given that we have all the infinite bones here, I'm going to make one of those auto wheat farm jobbies that are going to kind of sit in the wall here to kind of just hold the button down and get tons of wheat super fast. So by the end of this episode, we will have infinite wheat here, which is good because I have no source of wheat right now at all, and I don't want to build one of those really huge sprawling ones. So once we have the wheat here, obviously that seems like a good candidate to build the cows here because they're the ones that are going to need it. And the final reason is this is actually in the spawn chunks, I believe. I'm like 98% certain this is still in the spawn chunks. And that's good, so I can just pop in here and kind of breed the cows and take off. And I'll be back at my base, and the cows will still be growing because they are in the spawn chunks, which is a nice thing to have. And yeah, finally I should mention that in 1.6.2 they finally fixed the baby entity glitching through the wall nonsense. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but pretty much any of these designs that try to enclose baby animals, baby villagers in a 1x1 block of anything, if you log in and log out, they just glitch through the walls and go flying all over the place. So they fixed that. So that kind of opens the door for a lot of these designs, including the one we're going to do today. So the design we're going to go with is my own. I kind of spent, I don't know, a few hours in creative and kind of prototyped an idea together, and this is about how big it's going to be. That's why I have it all pre-dug out. So without further ado, I'm going to build the beginnings of it and explain how it works. Alright, so what I got here is a very crude kind of layout of how this thing's going to work. Obviously I'm missing a ton of things here, but this should be good to explain the principles and the concepts of how this is going to hopefully work. Alright, so the idea here is you see those 4 floating iron blocks there. The adult cows are going to be sitting on those. Probably, I'm shooting for like 30, maybe 40 on each. We'll see. Depends how patient I am and, you know, how hard it is to breed. So, well, anyways, I'll get into that in a second. So, you'll see the signs there on either side. So, there's going to be a dispenser behind there that can control a water source block coming out on top of those iron blocks. So, I'll be able to turn the water for all 4 blocks on or off. And when I do, as most of you guys know, the cows are going to start jumping up and down and going crazy, screaming about how hungry they are, some nonsense. And I'm going to be up top there with my buckets of shredded wheat, looking down into these holes here. There's a hole above each one there. And I'm going to start spamming the wheat into their fat bellies until they're so happy that they make a baby. And the babies are there going to pretty much be like, there's clearly not enough room for me on these little tiny blocks. I'm out of here. And they're going to jump off or get pushed off, you know how it works, into the down below here, okay? One of the good things about this design that I'm thinking here is, well, here, let me see if I can show you. You'll see a lot of cow farms that, or, you know, breeding devices of some kind that do something like this right here, okay? And they'll put the adult cows right there with the water stream there coming one direction this way. And the problem with that, a lot of times, quite frequently actually, is if you get like 30 cows in here or so, or, you know, start hitting a big number, they'll make a baby cow, and then that baby cow is going to get jammed up against this back wall, and it actually can't get out because there's just too many adult cows smashing them in the face. So with this kind of bi-directional approach, the cow will never get stuck. You know, whichever edge he's closest to is when he's going to get shot off and fall down. So that's kind of a benefit here. All babies will be pushed off right away. Now, when they do, they're going to fall to one block, and then on these blocks there, let's see if I jump up here. These blocks here, there's going to be water streams converging into here. There'll be like a sign or whatever to stop it, and they're going to fall down here onto this block right here. And they're going to have like these 3 blocks. I'm not sure if I'm going to funnel it down to 1 or go 3 wide just to give them some room. I'm not sure. For some reason, I feel like going 3 wide, even though it's probably going to be harder. Let's see. Yeah, so, okay, then these cobblestone blocks here, which I'll probably swap out in a little bit, are going to be on sticky pistons, so they're going to be able to extend right over on top of the baby cows. Baby cows, as you know, can fit underneath one block, but adult cows can't. So that's going to be my means of suffocating them. Basically, the idea of this farm is I'm going to come up here, grab some wheat, feed all the cows, and then leave. And that's all I need to do because the cows are going to, they're going to form babies, they're going to fall down in the pit here, and all the killing mechanisms are going to be based on when the cows grow up and their hitbox size changes is when they're going to basically kill themselves, either through suffocation, through these extended blocks here, or I'm going to have some lava blades that come in from the side, and I'm going to be able to toggle that all up from the top up here. So let me show you how that's going to work, or at least talk about it. So up here, there's going to be 3 levers, like a little control panel, because you know me, I like my features. First one is going to be to turn on and off. It'll be, like right here, like three levels right there or something. First one's going to be to turn the water on and off in all the dispensers, so all the cows will start jumping like crazy. But I like the ability to turn those off to reduce lag, so when I'm done breeding, I'll just come here, turn that off, and they're going to all go back to stationary doing nothing. That also is going to control some of the killing mechanisms down below. Like, for instance, we definitely don't want the lava blades out when we're breeding cows here, because they'll just fall right on top of the lava blade and die right away. The next one is going to be a cooked or uncooked beef option, which, as you guys remember on my previous designs, is a feature that I definitely like. That most animal cooking designs, they kind of omit that feature, and given that we're interested in trading emeralds, raw beef has a significant value. Most of this is honestly going to be for raw beef, but I also want to be able to have the cooked beef because we all know steak, yummy, gotta have it. And then the final lever here is going to be, what is it? Oh, the manual automatic, right? So if I leave it on automatic, it's going to work exactly how I said. When the babies grow up, they're going to die, suffocate, burn, whatever sadness occurs. And then the other lever is going to be just a kind of a manual mode. So when that's on, nothing is going to kill the cows. They're going to grow up and just sit there and wonder the meaning of life until I come by and pick up a looting sword or do the whole splash harming potion, and quickly switch to looting sword. One of those tricks or something, so I can use looting to get the cows, because that gives obviously significantly more leather and meat. Yeah, beef. Alright, so that's enough jibber-jabbing for now. Let me start building some of this thing, and then I'll catch up to you when I think there's enough progress to show you how it's going. Alright, I made a little bit more progress here. Just to give you a little update, I got the redstone block in there as the kind of killing block that will suffocate them. Now that I think of it, I hope a redstone block will suffocate them. I guess we'll find out. If not, I'll swap it out. The lava over here, there's 2 but just for symmetry, but this one is the one that's actually going to do the busy work here. So that brick right there will retract and the lava will spill over here on top of the sign there. The cows are going to sit right there on top of that hopper, which is going to feed into this chest here. Thank you very much. Let me put that back before I dump cows in there and forget. And over here, this is mostly just for symmetry, but I'll probably put my looting sword in there, maybe some splash potions or something like that. And yeah, I got it all enclosed in glass, got the water in the back here, pretty straightforward. Just 2 pistons. I trimmed it down and decided to just go with one block. Seems to be less, because if there's 3, they're just going to be bouncing around in there, and 50% of them will be there, 50% there, and they'll just be constantly cows shooting back and forth there, and that just seems like a lag machine. So I went down to 1 block, which seems cleaner. So that's where we're at there. I think, actually, though, the next thing I want to do is start getting some cows in here, because it's going to take forever to get the number that I actually want. What I think I'm going to do with that, I think I'm lucky, and actually right up there is a herd of cows that I can kind of bring down here. I think what I'm going to do is probably dig another hole right here or something all the way up to the surface and put a water drop shaft right here, get all this enclosed in and push them down the hole, and then kind of give them a nudge into the appropriate. I should probably cover these over until I decide which one I want. Probably do this one first. Do that, yeah. So that's my plan there. I'm going to get like 2 in each, I think, and then start breeding. And it's going to be a slow process, but at least while I'm building this, I can hopefully get that ball rolling. So let's do that. All right, partners. Time to rustle us up some cattle. Yeah! Now, the good thing about this area is that there are a lot of cows. Hey, just living naturally among us. You got some on the island out there. Come on, boy. All right, we got everybody here. Got a whole bunch here, some over there. There's some living out on that island over there. They're pretty much everywhere in this seed. Come on, let's go. Oh, you lost interest. I think that's how it works. Is you can get them, but then if they get out of range, they lose interest, and then they don't show interest in wheat again for a few seconds. I don't know. Let's go. Come on. I know you're just eating your grass, having a good time, and now you're gonna spend the rest of your life in a dark hole. Sounds a little bit like a certain villager we know. All right, who's first? Don't get any ideas, you guys. Alright, you didn't want to cooperate, huh? Not in the mood? Let's go. Get down there. I said get. Oh. Not cooperating. Get over here. Start over. Everybody round them up. Alright. Get in the hole. Number 1. Be free. Alright, who's next? Everybody seemed to split. They saw what happened. No. How about you? Oh, you're interested, huh? Let's go. Who else wants some? They're all running. All right, get in there. All right, enjoy. All right, I'm gonna rustle up the rest of these cattle. I'm gonna search far and wide here because the more I get, the faster I can get this process rolling, and I'll get back to you with a cattle count. Well, that went much better than I thought it would. So I want to say probably a good 20 to 30 cows from the nearby area. There's just a ton of cows in the area. And I got them all down here. I got about anywhere from 6 to 10 or so in each one. I didn't really count, but I kind of just distributed them as best I could. Got some iron bars here so I don't fall down there and join the cows. And I hooked up the water. So this is going to be the water switch here. Click that and all the cows start going into crazy mode here. And this is where I breed them. And I just bred them, so I'm not going to bother doing it now. But it works great. And then turn it off. I want to show you the little redstone that I came up with for this one. It works great. You know, many of you guys have probably seen this before, but it's a really, really simple kind of T-flip-flop. Really compact. Sticky redstone. And the idea is that every time I turn this on or off, obviously the redstone block here gets either pushed forward or back, and the time it takes to switch between these two blocks depowers this line in its transition, and actually just long enough to power this torch here for that split second, which is going to send a signal down to that block down there, which then powers along all of the dispensers. So when I turn it on or off, it gets a quick signal. So I got it configured in the right mode, sorta, so that this mode here turns them on, and doing it again turns them off. So big fan of that. I got my volume turned way down in case you couldn't tell, because it's getting pretty annoying with the insane mooing. I got a bunch of cows down here. I don't know why there's already an adult there. I have to look into that. Maybe one escaped somehow. I'm not sure. But anyways, got a bunch of babies down here. So one of the downsides to this system that I didn't really think about, and I'm gonna have to deal with now, is there's no real growth mode. There's no way for me to increase the number of cows in there. So what I'm going to do with, I kind of toyed around with seeing if I could add it, but didn't really come up with an easy way to do it. So what I'm going to do is just, send the cows through normal, the babies come down, and then I'm just going to come break this block, and they're going to shoot all out, but I'm going to gather them up with wheat and just carry them up the stairs here and remove these iron bars and push them back in. So very tedious, admittedly, but hopefully I only have to do that tonight and tomorrow night or so until I get, the desired number I want in each of the holes up there. So without any more, I think it's time for me to wrap this up. I'm going to do all the wiring in the back, get it all working, get this place all prettied up as best I can, and there will be a grand unveiling or something to that effect. Hold on. And we are back. That was a long break and a lot of building, but we are done here. Kind of went crazy with the iron again, with the iron blocks, in case you couldn't tell, but I kind of like it. Nice, clean little look in here. I left the spawner exposed, rechecked the light levels, everything's fine, so I think that's kind of cool that you can just sit right here and watch the skeletons spawn. Yeah, got this new block here. I went out and got a lot of clay, made some, turned it to the red stained clay or whatever you call it, and I absolutely love this block. This is probably up there in my some of my new favorite blocks. You can expect me to start using this a lot more. Didn't realize how nice it looked until I actually tried it out. Got a little access panel over there to the redstone, and then, oh yeah, over here we got our nether portal set up, little wood ceiling. That chest will probably go, it's just my temporary building supplies. And then down here went with the brick look, which, you know, I rarely build with bricks, but this seemed like a case where it kind of made sense. So, yeah, that's what I did. Got my redstone killing block there. Again, this is where the steak or beef or whatever is going to go in leather. And then over here is going to be my looting sword and my potions if I want to do manual mode. This right here is a little kind of access way because the XP gets stuck down there a lot. So I'm going to just kind of stand here and then it'll pick up and then I can just hop back up at these two gates or whatever they are, trapdoors. Another little access panel down there. Yeah, we're doing good on, you can see we filled up our first chest as indicated by the silos here. So we got lots of arrows, lots of bones are all set there now. This is temporary. This is just kind of where I'm doing some build supplies. That'll get closed off. And then up here is my control panel. Absolutely loving this. So got my water on off switch as I described before. Got my auto kill versus manual kill mode there. And then whether I want steak, cooked steak, or raw beef. And yeah, pretty cool. Let me show you some of the redstone back here. Frame rate's slowing down again. There might be some hitching. Hello. You know, I just hate it that you can never get through iron doors. So annoying. Alright, here is all the crazy redstone. All this is to control 2 pistons. And it was a lot crazier than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I made no attempt to compact this or anything, so it's kind of a mess. But the logic on when those 2 pistons should be retracted or extended is pretty complex because both of them take all 3 lever states as inputs. And it has to be just the right combination. So a lot of ORing and ANDing and stuff here, but you get the idea. I won't go through the details. I know going over redstone is kind of boring. But that's that. So let me show you what the next plans are here. We got this done. I did a little bit of breeding. I did 1 round of breeding. I got about 10 or 15 cows or so, and I let them up there, redropped them in the holes. So we're probably up to like, I don't know, 40, 45 or so now. So now my plans are to continue breeding the cows and grow the numbers there. And then over here, we are going to build the wheat farm. I think it's going to be right inside those, right behind that wall there. I'm going to probably punch that out and put a little side room or something. We'll see, maybe flush. I got one picked out. I'm going to try and build it, and then I will show you how it's done. Okay, I tilled my soil down there, and I believe we are ready to go. I got all of the dispensers filled up with tons of bone meal, And we are ready to give this thing a shot here. Now, I gotta mention, though, that this is a design by UltimateRedstone, a YouTuber named UltimateRedstone. Definitely check out his channel if you're interested in some tutorials. He's got a ton of them. He's just getting started out, but he's doing a really good job. I think he was actually featured on Dear Doc recently, and he deserves it. I've talked to him. He's a great guy, so check out his channel if you're looking for more tutorials. Wheat farms is kind of his specialty. I think this was his final version, but check out his channel. Anyway, there's a little bit of trick to this one, and I think you have to kind of get the sweet spot to get the maximum rate here. So a lot of times you'll get in there and start spamming the seeds, and it'll kind of hiccup a little bit. You just got to kind of lift up and try and hold down left and right click at the same time until you get that sweet spot where the wheat starts really cranking in. So let's give it a shot here. That's not bad. You can see the wheat going up pretty good there, but I think I can actually do even better. There we go. No. It's like a timing thing. I mean, that rate there was pretty good, but not as good as it could be, I think. Here, let me get some more space on my bars here. That's not bad. Yeah, I think that's close to the maximum rate there. I've seen it spike a little bit faster, but I'm pretty happy with that rate. It's tearing through the bone meal, though, as you can tell. Let me see if I can get that sweet spot. Thing is, once I get it, you pretty much just sit here forever and hold it down. I'll have to play with it. I was checking out his comments in the video, and he says it's just kind of a feel. You got to play with it, but already you can see, that's plenty of wheat, infinite amount of seeds. So now we have to feed our cows. I actually had no wheat, so let's feed our cows here, and then next thing we're gonna do is make an input chest. I don't think it's gonna be that. It's temporary. It'll be an input chest where I pick up the bones, dump the bone meal in, and then I want it to automatically fill these hoppers as best as possible. I don't know if I could do all of them or not. Maybe I'll do that one in the back. That may be tricky, but we'll have to see. But anyways, let's feed our cows here. We want it to be on manual mode because I don't want to kill them, and it doesn't matter over here once that's on manual mode. And let's turn the water on. Feed, feed, feed. Delicious wheat. You can kind of tell, you watch your wheat go, when it starts to slow down, when you don't get any, when the counter doesn't go down for 4 or 5 seconds, you're pretty much done with that stack. Done with that one. You can hear the babies down below, just dropping out. Alright, last stack here. Let me finish this up. I have varying amounts in each of these cells right now, so... Alright, I think that's going to do it for there. Let's see how we did down here. You can see they're still coming down. Doo-doo-doo. And here's a case where the XP kind of glitches out, so you just come down here. Oh, am I one too low? I think I'm one too low. Yeah, I redesigned this. Alright, I'm going to have to... yuck. Alright, I'll have to redesign this part to get all these XP orbs from glitching out like that. Alright, so let me think about how I want to do my kind of auto bone meal filler-upper doohickeys, and we'll go from there. Well, I had to move the entire thing back one. I had to destroy it all and rebuild it. Luckily it's not that complex of a build, but some of the hoppers had to be on the front there, and I didn't want them showing, so pushed it all back. But let me show you what I got here. I got the access chest up there. Let me show you out here, I guess, if I didn't point it out. Basically going to take my bones out of here, convert them, and stick them in up there, and they're automatically get funneled down. I put it up there. I know that's kind of an awkward spot, but it avoids me having to make an item elevator and all that nonsense. So, comes down there, runs down this chain all the way into the back. So under there, I swapped out a hopper, and then it's pointing into the dispenser, which is under that repeater. But obviously there's some intercepts here where this guy will pull out first into an extra double chest for storage, into this dispenser here, and then so over there the same kind of deal. he'll steal it and put it in there, and over there he's going to stick it in the one down there. I think I might try and add a couple more chests just for more bulk storage, but more or less that is it. I am very happy, really happy with how this room turned out overall. Now, I mean, just a reminder, we're doing all this for emerald trays because I really need leather to get that infinite trade. And so we got our bones to bone meal, seeds to wheat, wheat to beef and leather to trade emeralds. And that is going to do it. I think I'm going to try and stock these guys up and show you guys a good full run here. Hold on. Well, it wouldn't be a normal episode if I didn't make a fool of myself. So, yeah, the redstone block doesn't suffocate the cows. I didn't realize that. I suspected it, but I wasn't sure. So I swapped it out with an iron block, and we got a bunch of cows who just grew up here. Pretty good sized batch. These batches will get bigger as I keep recycling them up and refilling the breeding cells up there, but we got a pretty good, those three are pretty jammed. I think we got like 20 or so in each of those, and I think we only got like 10 or something in there. I'm not sure, but I mean, we're looking at 119 or so, you know, not counting hostile mobs that may be behind there or something. But so normally these guys would have died automatically if I had the suffocate mode on, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now instead of burning them, because I kind of want the raw beef more anyways. So leave that on raw and turn that to automatic, and you can hear him having a sad time down here. Hopper's sucking up all the goods, and here it all comes. Oh, there's my redstone block I swapped out. Nice, very nice. I'm very pleased with this cow killing device, and the fact that it's really modular too. Like, I only went 4 cells, but if you've got a great computer, which I clearly do not, you could probably go 8 or 12 back there. You know, you don't want to put too many in one cell just because it'll get way too hard to feed them. I find once you get like 30 or 40, it starts to get to be a pain to feed them all. So I'd recommend putting somewhere 20 to 40 in each cell and then just adding more cells. But it would be pretty straightforward to extend this design back and then just have the water stream carry them into the same killing block here. But alright guys, I think that is going to do it. The bones to beef process has been wrapped up, and we are going to head back to base, and I think I'm going to start working on some more of my wall. Who knows? I got some other ideas lined up, but more to come, guys. See you next time.